Hi there, it's Sharon Waxman, the editor of TheWrap, coming to you from TheWrap's Sundance Film Festival studio. I'm here with the director and the star of The Assistant, which is here at the festival and opening in theaters very shortly. Kitty, start with telling us what the premise of the film is. Story.
The Assistant is a story of basically an assistant. So it's the youngest person on the desk of a predatory film executive. So she's working for a boss who isn't the nicest guy in the world, basically. And Julia Garner is the assistant.
So the movie is particularly timely with this topic because we're obviously in the Me Too era, in the middle of the Harvey Weinstein trial right now. And also Hollywood assistants themselves have started to raise their voices about low pay, not great work conditions. So what do you know about this topic, Julia?
Whatever I read, whatever everybody else reads. So, yeah.
Well, what did you bring to it, though, just knowing sort of what it's like as a young woman who's working in the industry yourself?
Well, I've been very lucky that I've worked on really nice and not toxic work, like sets and work environments. But, you know, I think the thing that was really important when we were prepping was Kitty made it very clear in the beginning that she wanted the film to be a quiet film, and it's a very internal film. It's not such an external film in a way. So I think that's what made it more tense in a way, because the subject is so loud that if the film is quiet but the subject and the situation that's going on in the film is loud, it makes it more eerie in a way and uncomfortable. So that was really important. And I guess for Jane, like, prepping it, I just wanted to make sure that the audience, it had this in the script. Obviously, Kitty's a brilliant writer, but to really just play on how alone she was, and the audience to feel how alone she was in a way, that everybody else wasn't really acknowledging her in the office. But the audience knew what she was feeling. So the audience is almost like her subconscious, in a way.
And so what made you want to tell the story? As you said, you do come from documentaries. This is your first foray into features. Yeah. So why this topic? Everything I make is about women and the media. And I guess when I was looking at this subject, there was a lot of coverage about the predators, the men. If we get rid of Harvey Weinstein, the problem will go away. And I thought, no, it's so much bigger than that. I'd been on the film festival circuit for 10 years. I'd seen a lot of, bad behavior, and I kind of wanted to unpick, how do we need to kind of strip the system down and get and rebuild it so that we can make sure that things are fair and equitable for women. So that became kind of the focus. How do we examine kind of the microaggressions, the tiny things that can strip a young woman in the film industry of self-confidence that kind of prevents her from being able to climb up through the ranks and do what the boys are doing. So yeah, that kind of became my motivation. Well, that begs the question, is that what you experienced coming up the ranks? Oh, I had a lot of, I'm a film director, but people don't assume I'm the assistant, so I'm always handed a coat. You're well into your career, and you still look very young. So I imagine 10 years ago you probably looked like a real I looked like I was 16. Yeah. So this idea, if I'm at Sundance with a movie, people assume that I'm not I have two male producers, Schamus and Scott Macaulay, who are incredible. Yeah. But immediately, whenever someone meets me, they go, "Oh, so who gives you the ideas? Is it Scott or James?" So there's these assumptions that I'm not in charge or I'm not in control, which they really rattle you as a filmmaker. You really feel like no matter how much work I do, will anyone kind of take me seriously? And I thought, if I'm getting this and I'm a film director, what are people getting who are in lower positions of who don't have as much power as I do, and how is that for them, and how are they kind of surviving all of this? So that became kind of the focus, I guess, and that was my motivation.